Oh.
I kept thinking, I'm not going to use my special. I'm not going to use my special. I'm not going to let them win. They won.
Should we do a custom or go for another random?
Whichever you want, really. I mean, we don't need to get points anymore, so...
No.
Not since the champ got his platinum.
Apply it to all players, yeah. Usually, weekly seed. Yeah, why not?
Right, need to turn... Oh, so... Okay. Yeah.
Here comes Bruce. Don't muck about, we need Bruce.
Yes, we do, and...
Bruce bails us out.
Yeah. Yes, he certainly does. And I put back on that, which is infinitely more useful. I didn't actually realise that this is like the only one where the alternative one's actually better.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is the alternative one. Didn't realise. Like again, I assume like you, like we never changed them. That's fire to special. I never use special. Oh fuck it, I'll do.
Well, you go first. I went first last time, so.
Yes. Oh. That's so nice. I still don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I shall probably have a bit of a lazy day and probably just play a few more rounds of Balatro. It's the sort of thing now that I'm really kind of annoyed that I don't have it on handheld.
Yeah, that's the perfect game for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously it was a free game anyway. And I always, like, if I think I'm going to get trophies, obviously I always want to try and get games on the PlayStation. But with that one, I'm like, maybe I should just buy it on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, do you still play that much?
Not massively, no.
I was talking to my mate who had a Steam Deck, and I told you he sold it, and it wasn't long before that you bought one. I was talking to him the other day, and it was just like, he couldn't give two fucks about it anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's an incredible gaming device.
But the problem is, I think with it is that you can't put on the mods that you get with the PC.
You can on certain games, yeah.
Yeah.
It's you know, it is basically a gaming PC, so that you'd be surprised at just how much sort of like PC related stuff you can do on it. It's really good for that. It's one of those things that the battery life on it's horrendous, which is, you know, fine because for the most part, because you can play god damn it, you can play it while it's plugged in and whatnot.
This bitch ain't playing ball.
But yeah, the trouble with it is is that there isn't enough like you put in a setting that we both get each power, so it doesn't actually matter. But yeah, so it's it's everything I want. Like if I really like a game and actually I want to play on the PlayStation, so I can get trophies on it. And there's not enough like PC only games to play, and I've done a lot of the emulation stuff allegedly, and that all works really well.
Yeah.
But you know realistically, how often am I gonna want to sit down and play an old PS1 game? Which I do, like, you know, it is useful for that.
But then when you're paying silly money for a console, and then you go, I'm playing PS1 games on it, and I mean, you could just buy a PS1.
I could, yeah, or Sony could just, you know, stop putting shit on their premium service. We actually want to play.
There is,
and then I would play a lot of them. And there's PS2, you know, there's games from freaking console. Like I downloaded Metroid Prime for the GameCube. Again, I wanted to pay for yonks. So
did you do Chrono? What was it? You would know, Square Enix. They did a Chrono
Trigger.
Yeah. Do you do that?
I started that the other day. I've tried it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did actually buy it legitimately on the Steam Deck, because they you know, a lot of old games are ported onto the onto PC. Not so I have tried it a few times. It's I don't know. The combat has a certain way about it where I'm just a bit on it.
Okay.
But I do intend to like give it a go because it is widely regarded as one of the best games of all time, let alone JRPGs.
Well, yeah. I mean,
so,
I won't touch it, but
no, I mean, it is very like my sort of style at the moment. Like I've got a lot of love at the moment for like old school sort of like 32-bit, 16-bit JRPGs. I've kind of not fallen in love with them per se because I've played them for yonks, but there's just certain ones that I've played over the last few years that have really grabbed me. So it's kind of up my alley at the moment. But I'm also, again, I go like having games to play in bed is incredible when you really fancy it, but when you don't.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that's pissed me off with the PS Portal. Is the whole point of it is that I just want to play it when I'm in bed, but I have to have the PS5 running at the same time, and I go, okay,
yes.
I'll run the PS5 and then I'll watch something on my Fire Stick. That's fine, but the PS Portal constantly loses connection to the PS5. So basically, I have to sit where I'm sitting now, gaming, to play the PS Portal, and it's just like, well, what's the fucking point then?
Yeah, and you've still got to plug it into your phone as well. So, no, is it actually? I can't actually remember now. I don't know. Is it backbone or does it actually have a screen on it?
Yeah, it's basically a big ass phone.
Yeah. I couldn't remember whether, because I said I know all you can do is like you say stream games with your PS5.
Yeah,
I mean
when it works, it's great, but the connection of it's fucking terrible.
You actually bought one?
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
No. I'm sure you didn't mention it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, ages ago.
Maybe I just assumed you were joking.
No, I think it is a really good idea. Because it's like playing mid games while I'm just want to lay down and have a fucking lazy one, but it just loses connection more often than not, and it's just like obviously can't do online games with it because of that.
Yeah, so, I mean, give it a Google. People might have the same problem. There might just be either a settings fix or something you can possibly buy or something. I don't know. Tech always has a way of sort of figuring out how it works, so it would be worth googling it. I mean, because like you say, Balatro, obviously with the PS4, you could just sit there and play that, day in and bed if you want to start it at some point.
I mean, that's the sort of perfect game, isn't it? It's like that, or Thronebreaker or whatever. I mean, I don't really care about it being it's so good that it multiplayer sort of stuff, because I just at that point I don't want multiplayer stuff anyway, so
no,
it's just like I'm happy to sit there, and if it lags a little bit I don't care, it doesn't matter. It's just irritating. The other day I started it up because I was like, oh fucking hell, I haven't used it in a while, and it put up a little bit of a fight to start. I got it working. I think I chucked on Jurassic World. It was just like connection issue. It's like, oh, fucking hell, how close do I have to be to this bloody console?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. I would assume it's not to do with the Portal's connection. It's probably to do with the PlayStation's connection to the internet. You've got it plugged into your a wired connection.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it.
Try it without the wired thing in, just to see if that's sort of playing it up a bit.
Nah, not gonna bother. The wired connections. I've never seen him do that. What was that? A drop elbow from Garcia?
Yeah, what the
fuck was that? Garcia?
I was just thinking that. What are you doing, you mentalist?
Mate, that ain't in your repertoire. Don't be pulling that
Get your knife and piss off.
And do your little
shit. Would be me as well, got it on, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. You cuss that boy out too much. This one's yours.
You grab it because you can grab it as a random upgrade. I'm gonna grab a beer anyway. Back in a second.
Alright, tits.
Well, you're on the line, just saying. I think.
Yeah.
The only annoying thing is my beers weren't in the fridge yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they were a pack of 10, you know, so they're very crazy. So they're very rarely put in the fridge.
Yeah.
So they are basically at the point where I'm ready to finish drinking. They finally get down to a nice temperature. So. Oh, I missed during winter, like back at my old room at Mum's, because it was quicker to put beers in like a bag and hang them out the window.
Yes.
Put them on the window.
Yeah, put them on the windowsill outside. Beautiful.
Yeah. I used to get my old drawstring bag and then basically hang it over the door, the window handle, and then pull it to and close the window handle so it couldn't go anywhere. And yeah, it was quicker doing that, like during the middle of winter, than it is putting them in the fridge.
Yeah, that's true. That's far too technical for me. As you know, I was on the ground floor, so it's just open the window, whack them on the window, stack them up on the windowsill.
But yeah, you should look into the portal, like trying to figure out the portal thing, because again, it's like you said, like I would have bought one, like if I thought it actually worked properly. Again, I'm always gonna trust with anything streaming, because again, I liked it. I wouldn't if they'd have released an actual PlayStation portable with like a Switch, so like 720p, so not the full 1080 and 4K and all that kind of jazz. Or whatever the best resolution they could, but still putting on a handheld and that kind of thing. I would have been like, yeah, sweet, I'll buy that instead of the Steam Deck. Because there's enough. There's certainly enough for me to play. Again, I do love playing handheld, man. Like, I think I've played like probably 70% of my Switch, it's been on handheld. Mainly because the Switch looks better in handheld anyway than it does when it's docked, but.
Yeah, because they can squeeze out what 720.
Yeah, 720p.
Yeah.
I won't be buying a Switch 2 though for a very long time.
Well, there's the controversy on that one, isn't there? I can't remember what it was, but I'm just not interested. So it's just like
it's just the prices have gone up because, of course, they released it and then like a few days later, Donald Trump came out with this fucking tariff, so naturally Nintendo had to increase the price to accommodate for it. Which like I'm not totally against. Like I can't. It's not really a thing for me to say one way or another.
Let's not get political. But at the end of the day, it's gonna even out. It's just one guy chucking his dick around, and it's just like, well. Economies just don't work that way. You can bully it as much as you like, but
eventually his policies will get cancelled when Americans realise that actually they can't do all this shit. So so when that happens, we'll kind of know that. But yeah, so like I was thinking about a Switch 2. Not thinking about buying one, but obviously with the news coming out and everything else, it's like, do I really want one? It's just like there's two very specific reasons why I love the Switch, and that's Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom of Pokemon. The next Pokemon game, because it was announced like a couple of years ago, it will be on the Switch 1 as well. So it's like, well, if that if that's the case, then there won't be another Pokemon game for another couple of years. There won't be another Zelda game for a couple of years. So if I am desperate to buy one, it will be like another at least 2 years before I even consider it. In which case I can probably sell my Switch for obviously cheaper than I paid for it. But I can sell my Switch and I grab all the piece of chip. I'll grab the bucket.
I've got my whiffy boy out.
I tried to whack him a few times. I was a bit intimidated by the witness.
I think I did as well. This guy's crazy.
But yeah, like I said, if that's the case, again, I can probably sell my Switch and then just save up for a Switch 2. But I can't see myself ever buying a brand new console again now, especially now Becca's pregnant, until the PS6 comes out. Yeah. Realistically, that's probably it for me.
Yeah, it's gaming is hard.
It's expensive as well. Like I keep buying new consoles, and then I play them for like relentlessly for ages, and then inevitably I go back to the PS5 because it's the best technically it's the best console, and it's on the big TV. So you know.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Playing Forza 5 the other day, I was just like, fucking hell, I've actually got to play the Xbox. I was just like, actually, I should just sell the account.
Yeah, you keep
But
saying, yeah.
I don't think anyone will buy it. It's just stupidly expensive. I mean, the GTA account alone. I mean, I know it doesn't mean anything to you, but I've got like the unicorn head mask that was limited to 1 week. It's never been never done it again.
Yeah.
And then you add the games on it. It's about 300 plus the gamer score plus the points that I got on it. That at the moment is a tenner. And you just go, no one's got that sort of money.
No.
It's just like you got something that's just too valuable. I mean, even if you did it £5 a game for 300 games, it's just like,
Yeah, it's 1,200 quid right there.
it's just like, yeah, no,
Son of a bitch.
no one's gonna realistically pay that. And then you got to add the gamer score on top of that goes back to the 360, and then having a legitimate, you little cunt, the having a legitimate account that isn't modded in any way, shape or form, and you just go, no one's gonna buy that.
Yeah, unfortunately so. I mean, you know, also at some point you'll officially give up on the Xbox forever, and that account will just be in the ether somewhere. Yeah, it was a really long time between when I sold my last 360 and before I started playing it again. And I even that was mainly because Becca had one, so I was like, oh well, you know, I might as well set it up because why not, all that kind of jazz. And then it's just like it felt like a lifetime in that, and like everything I'd played on it had changed, and half the games that I got free for Games for Gold just disappeared. Wasn't allowed those anymore. Thank you, Xbox.
Yeah, they cut that off at some point. I've still got a lot of the years before that. PlayStation.
I think I stopped doing it after I was still playing it, sorry, while the games were, you know, free every month and you get them forever kind of thing. But then when I first booted on my Xbox in like 5 or 6 years, or a Xbox, and I was like, where are half of my free games gone?
Yeah.
So yeah, they just decided to take them off my account.
Yeah, I got
forever.
Yeah, I got robbed of Far Cry. What was the extension on Blood Dragon?
Yeah, right.
That was Game for Gold, and I was playing it, and one day they just said no, don't. And this is before they got to a thing of just cutting it off.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so you basically say I don't own it anymore. So, what the fuck?
I know. Infuriating, isn't it?
Yeah, and as I told you, well, I got many beefs with Xbox. It started off as a console that was good. Exclusives, obviously they didn't have that, but functioning wise, bloody good console. But
you could argue the 360 was the best console ever made. You know, for like playability, for just everything you'd want, like, you know, graphics and stuff at the time. Like you said, exclusives and everything else. Like it was the most like incredible generation for Xbox, and it's just mad how far they fell. I mean, I think Phil Spencer said that like the worst generation to lose was the PS4 Xbox One generation, because obviously that's where like people just started constantly like actually downloading libraries and everything else, and obviously a lot of stuff it was saved and whatnot. And he said that's what killed Xbox.
Yeah, and I mean obviously I was sticking with Xbox for a long time. I think there's a thing with Xbox is that they twiddle and tweak things that just aren't necessary.
Always a pizza there, champ.
Yeah, you get that. That just aren't necessary. So like the layout was brilliant at one point after the initial launch. They made it absolutely perfect, and then they just kept updating it and changing it, and every time they did that, it would wipe everything you've done, so like your home screen and all of that, and you just go, now it's just fucking gibberish. It's just like, stop wasting your fucking time and money on your like interface.
Yeah.
Just keep it as it is. Just make some good games, and they literally cannot make good games. And I did a video of Xbox coming out with a fucking fridge. And it's just like, that just shows you how far they have gone. It's like, we literally can't make games anymore. We will just make a fridge. We will just be a brand.
Well, the thing was, you know, they did make an incredibly good game. They made Hi-Fi Rush, and then they shut the studio down.
Yeah,
because apparently it wasn't quite good enough. It's like,
but
well,
they can't do anything right. They literally, even when they've got the best, it should be just such an easy way.
The thing is, now they don't have to do anything right, though, because now they've bought Activision Blizzard. They literally have to just make sure there's a Call of Duty out at least once every 2 years, and and you know, it's $67 billion, whatever, but that will make it, in theory, that will make its money back in 10 years or whatever, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. So now they literally don't have to try anymore.
Yeah.
You know, everything else they do is just a bonus, really, because eventually, like, if the gaming market continues, and, you know, the way business minds work is that they think everything's a growth industry. So in theory, they think that gaming will eventually take over the world because, you know, it's grown so exponentially since obviously since it was in the 90s and stuff. But realistically, that's not going to happen.
No.
You know, because everything levels out eventually. People cannot keep paying frickin', like, you know, 78, 90 quid per game every time, whatever.
Well, this is the whole thing of that's been debated for years, where people have said, oh, you know, the base rate of a game is 60 quid, and now they're pushing. You remember when we used to buy games? It was like 30 quid,
30
brand
quid,
new,
yeah.
30 quid brand new. Then it went to 40, but you'd still get everything that game had. Now it's like you've got your tiers, and then everything else on top of that, and it's just like, well, to get the full game, it ends up being hundreds.
Yeah,
it's fucking stupid. It's just like, who has that money?
It is your turn, champ. Yeah, it is mad. Like, I think it's always really telling to me that the majority of games that come out that win Game of the Year and all that kind of stuff are done rather cheaply. Like Baldur's Gate, that game was quite expensive, but like, it was expensive considering it's bigger than any game has ever been outside of like an online game, and it was, you know, like. But
I think that proves that good games can be made without being such an asshole about it, and just nickeling and diming the player all every bloody manipulative angle they can.
Well, if you consider a couple of years ago, It Takes Two won. It Takes Two won Game of the Year a couple of years ago, and that game was like 40 quid brand new, which is cheap. This year, I'd be damned if it isn't Clair Obscur 33. Like, outside of my bias, literally, I cannot read or listen to a review that's not glowing. Like, I'd be shocked that doesn't win Game of the Year. That was 40 quid brand new.
Oh, really?
You know,
I've watched some videos of people not being a fan of it, but it's more of a taste thing.
I am sure. I'm not.
Yeah, but it's like me. I've never actually played Final Fantasy, but it's not a thing I can get on board with. I can understand that other people like it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I can't, you know, I can't say I don't have an opinion on it. I literally can't, because I've never played one, and I don't understand the genre. So
I mean, I won't go to bat for it like too hard, but, you know, I'd be shocked if, like, a lot of people will not like it. That, you know, that's just a fact. But I would bet the majority of people would play it and find enough about it to like to complete it, because it's so unique. There genuinely is nothing like it. Like, the art style is nothing like the way the game looks. There's no soundtrack that is like that game is. Like, the combat, it's like so many turn-based games. Like, the fact that they have the parrying and the dodging is like nothing in any turn-based game ever. Like, it's not. it's not one of one because again it's borrowed a lot of elements from a lot of different games, but it's one of one because it's literally stuck them into one game, and that is insane. Like, and made it work as well. Like, it's the most like coherent, fluid thing in the world, even though it, you know, by rights, it should just, people should do, well, it's just a copy of this and it's a copy of that, but because they blend it all in, it's, you know, it's, again, it is genuinely, I think it's a masterpiece. I honestly think it's for me,
a lot of people do.
But anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, but yeah, that will probably win, I hope it will, but that will probably win Game of the Year this year. That was 40 quid. Baldur's Gate, I don't know if Baldur's Gate was 70 quid, but it wasn't, I'm sure it wasn't 70. It Takes Two was 40 quid when that came out brand new. Balatro, which was in the running for Game of the Year last year, was about 15 quid brand new. Like, the AA market is where the money's at.
Well, it's where I've always been with gaming, is that middle shelf. You know, like Deep Silver, you know, Midway when it was still sort of kicking around. It's like you can see that they haven't got the sort of constraints, and they just make games for fun.
Yeah.
And I always have an eye on those studios. Anything that, as I said to you before, it's just like, if they could take all of the shit and put it on Xbox, brilliant.
Yeah.
It's like, I want Xbox to have Ubisoft.
Yeah. And speaking of Xbox, actually, you know, saying they can't do anything right, you know, Claire Obscure, they paid for it to go on Game Pass day one. And then literally 2 days after that, they announced Oblivion remaster. It's like, why could you not delay it by like a month?
No.
Why are you so desperate for the Oblivion money? Like, Claire Obscura sold, like, after 2 weeks it sold 2 million copies, and bear in mind it's free on Xbox unless you have Game Pass.
I think
unless you don't have Game Pass.
It's your
it is mine, but the two of them are random upgrades, and your weapon shock thing's crap, so you might as well pick one of the random ones. And we'll see what you get.
Yeah. Which one do you think is going to give me the best? A shocky, a knife, or a pipe?
I reckon the knife.
You reckon
we'll go for
the knife?
Galcia. No idea what it was. Couldn't say.
I think it was explosions on my special.
Oh, we'll take that as a no then.
I don't have any more specials left.
But yeah, like you said, like, they just can't do anything right.
No,
like,
they literally can't. I mean, Sea of
they've got a game. Yeah,
do you remember Scalebound? Do you remember Scalebound?
Yes.
Yeah,
I do,
you do.
Because I bought a console for that.
Yeah, it's just like, you can give them a win every day of the week, and they will fuck it up.
Yeah. I'll never forgive them for Scalebound because I bought an entire console for it.
Yeah.
An entire console.
Yeah, and I mean, again,
that
that was a game I didn't give a shit about, but I can see that you just look at it and just go, you just don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I think that's the somewhat of, I don't know, is it? Could we say it's American culture of just extreme capitalism?
No, because I think it's the entire Western world's capitalistic. But
yeah, but Sony's not the Western world. But at least they can go, here's some fucking good games to pay money for.
Yeah,
and
but
that's kind of where the PlayStation. No, they are. When you get under the skin, no, they're not.
I mean, their PlayStation Showcase, which is their like big thing they do every year, which is like an hour long as opposed to the 15-minute thing. And last year, every single game on it was a online multiplayer game. And like, PlayStation, literally no one's asking for this. No one. You're the reason we stay with PlayStation, because we don't want multiplayer games. This is the platform for not for it, and even they were like, no, everyone wants it. It's like, okay.
I mean,
so they're no way immune from criticism.
No. I mean, it becomes cylindrical after the PS2. Look at the PS3. Just, you know, these things are literally swings and roundabouts.
The thing is with the PS3 as well, so many games went to Xbox because the amount of studios that said the PS3 is an impossible console to make games for. Like they made it. I don't know how, because I don't know how games are made. The amount of developers were like, yeah, we found it so difficult to actually make a console for that game for that console.
Wait, if you think
so much easier.
Of their exclusives of that time, you had Haze, and you had Killzone, and
I think the Last of Us was PS3.
Yeah, later on, but the console sellers, I believe, was Haze was meant to be a Halo killer, and what was the other one I said?
Killzone.
Killzone 2, I think. Killzone 2. There's or the one after that. It's notorious for mis-selling the game. Yeah.
Grab on the random upgrade, champ.
Basically, like, what? Hey.
Apparently it's just like the golden knife.
Hold on. I got screwed. Yeah, but one of the kill zones. Yeah. Completely lied about what it could actually do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard medium to love. It is at times.
Yeah, like, it is. But I always say it's not when you understand like the sort of bullshit. It's like I just buy games at a fucking bargain.
Yeah. I mean,
so
again,
I just can't. You just can't lose if you do that, and it's such a saturated market. That,
yeah, I mean, I do get that, but I found in my later years that like I can buy 8 games for 40 quid, but the odds are I will probably play 2 of those, and as opposed to the 40 quid game that I actually want to play, that I do pay 40 quid for and really enjoy. Yeah. I mean, obviously, naturally, I have to be more selective about it. You know, I don't just buy everything now that I kind of like the look of. But I've not really had any misses over the last probably couple of years because I've been a bit more selective. But I have paid, like I say, I've not always bought games brand new either. Like I buy them brand new, but I've not always bought them like on release. I bought like when I bought Romancing Saga, the remake. That was 40 quid. A couple of months after it came out, I think it was about that price anyway. To be fair, because it wasn't a AAA game, and that is like not one of my favorite games ever, but I love it. It's just there's something about it. But again, it also feels AA. Like it does feel like Square Enix weren't. It's not Final Fantasy. You know, Square Enix were not putting all of their money and their eggs into that basket. You know, so. But then again, there's AAA games that I do really like. Like there's a time and a place for them. Like the 2 God of Wars I've played recently have been incredible. Whatever Square Enix do with Final Fantasy, I don't care what people say, whether you like the direction of it or not, the way the games are these days. Like they make Final Fantasy immaculate, and so like I've not played a Final Fantasy in the last like 15 years that's had a single bug in it. Like their games are always pristine. Which again, it's a low bar. We should be expecting it. But the simple fact is we don't get it. So
yeah, but at least someone's holding it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I stabbed the guy with a gun, and I stabbed him. Then he jumped and fell in the hole. Sorry, I think I stabbed him as he was jumping, so I kind of knocked him off his trajectory, and he then just fell in. Oh, sorry, lad. Don't do it. You, sir. Get out. Did you see the other one? He just fell straight in. There was 3 of these, and one of them just got hit by the fire straight away and got thrown into the hole.
You love that shit.
Oh God! I mean, he's not a commish.
No, he's a goddamn bum.
But yeah, like I say, it's a hard industry to love, but one I do love nonetheless.
Yeah, but I mean, how I buy games is it's just fucking. you find something that you like, even something that's newly released, and I go, I'll get it in 2 years. Don't worry about it. I mean, a lot of people got burnt on like Cyberpunk, and there's endless games that people bought for stupid money, and you're in the same boat that I'm in. It's like the backlog is fucking crazy. So you just go, I'd rather do something in my backlog and then just wait for the thing that I like to see how it is when it's released. It's going to be a buggy piece of shit, because most of the time it is. Then they're going to add the DLC on. By the time I get round to it, I can just buy it cheap.
Yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk was a bit of an anomaly in the sense that, like, you know, The Witcher 3 was not like immaculate when it came out, but like that studio had more goodwill than I think any studio's ever had after a game release. You know, so like it was kind of, you know, it was fair game to expect that game to be, you know, you should always expect games not to be as shit as that, like, well, it was technically, but like, you know, they had so much goodwill. Like, I wouldn't blame anyone who bought that game brand new, because
but
the
then
follow-up to The Witcher 3,
but do you remember at the time I was saying to you, you're talking about a studio who has never done a first-person shooter, so that is a big thing of a studio that hasn't done that type of game before. That is red flags already, and the
first one shooter was incredible on it. Like, it's just the fact that the game was just, you know, technically a mess because it was released way too early. Like, you know, the actual game of it is great. Well, yeah, no, I died there. Is it Tail of Jet? You know, like I say, like, and bear in mind, it's, you know, it's less of a first-person shooter, more of like a Deus Ex is what it really is, which I know is, like, it is first-person and everything else, but it's very much an RPG in that sort of sense. So you put guns into it and stuff. It, you know, it's very much still their bag. It wasn't the fact that they couldn't do the gameplay of it. It's just, you know, the game was not tested enough and shouldn't have been released in such a poor state.
They just couldn't do it. That is the fact. They just couldn't do it.
No, like I say, they did do it though.
No, eventually. How many years did it take for them to sort it out?
A cut 2 or 3, but like, they did do it, so they knew how to. Like I say, it's just they were trying to get out deadlines and stuff like that, and they rushed it out. Like that was the problem. You know, they were just like, oh, we'll just get it out a year before it should have been. You know, so that was the issue.
Yeah. So basically, they took the good reputation that they had from The Witcher 3.
Yep, and tried to
do something different, and I always tip my hat to that. A studio who's going to try and do something different, but they released it, and it was shit. It was it was buggy, glitchy, and da 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 da. And it's a thing.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, if you bought it at release, you'd be fucking fuming. I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing we went through. No Man's Sky.
No Man's, yeah.
Yeah, and you just go, fuck that.
No, I do get what you mean. What I'm saying is, like, they did know how to do it. Like, everyone who played it who didn't have as many bugs, it's a really good game. It's just, you know, like, performance-wise, it didn't hold up.
Yeah,
but
this is why I'm saying the best technique is just to wait for all of that buggy shit to be sorted.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I didn't buy it on release. Something in my head just went, nah, I could just do without. And I'm glad I did. I mean, again, the game's incredible. Like, it's not in my top 20 games ever, but like, it's really fucking good. It's got CDPR's magic in it. It's just, you know, in a very much Deus Ex skin, but it's so fucking good. I had so much fun. You know, the only annoying thing is there's one technically missable trophy which I missed when I had to go back and do to platinum.
That's very Deus Ex. That's very Deus Ex, because there was the same thing, and what was that one?
Mankind Divided.
Yeah, if you didn't play it an aggressive way that the game encouraged you to do so throughout, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I do want to one of the Square Enix's titles because they really ruined that franchise. Square Enix. I think they sold it. I can't remember which studio it was that actually owned it that they bought, but I'm pretty sure they sold it anyway because they sold a load of their Western studios off to the Embracer Group a couple of years ago, and I think the studio that owns Deus Ex was one of them. But you know, they did such a bad job with the last game that it's pretty much dead anyway. So again, I love Square Enix because they make my favourite franchise ever, but they are by no means immune to criticism. Like, they've done so many things wrong, it's not even funny.
Well, it's just like every company.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to games, people get so attached to them. But at the end of the day, they're just multi-million companies that are just much of the same as any scummy sort of.
Yeah. Like I don't disagree with getting attached to games or franchises. Like a good there's a good chunk of me that's Final Fantasy, and and like I say that unashamedly so. But I'm not attached to Square Enix. I'm attached to the franchise that I've been playing now for. Well, now 34. So 25 years I've been playing Final Fantasy.
Oof.
But again, like I will, quite readily admit, sorry. He added a few more writers and stuff, and he got guys to do the music and everything else. But for the most part, it's one guy, some German guy called Matthias Linder, and it's just like, how have you done this much work and made something so special?
Yeah,
it baffles. Like,
that's the thing
amazing.
With like the modern community, and it's never gone to consoles, but obviously Bethesda got on that one after years. And just gone, oh, we can make money off of it, and then they tried hiding behind saying, oh, you're supporting the people who make this content. It's just like, it's a load of fucking shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just,
Larry and
Larry
were good modders. So in Divinity Original Sin 2, when they ported it over to consoles, it was originally on PC. They basically scanned through all the mods and stuff like that and found like the ones they liked quite a lot, and then just basically coded them into the game as like gift packs, which disabled trophies, but they were just the mods, and they gave full credit to everyone who made them and everything else, but they just tightened them up and made sure that they actually run on console, which is just really cool. Like they fully embrace modders at Larian. which is great. And I feel like it's a thing that Square Enix is really good for. There's a program. It's an anti-mod software.
Cunt.
Yeah.
I even saw it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's anti-mod software that a lot of companies use, and what Square Enix do is that they basically remove it from their games after like 60 days or something. And the reason is so the game can't get modded when it first comes out because they want everyone to play it legitimately, and after a while they remove it. And a few other studios have actually started doing that now. So after 30 or 60 days they remove it, so games can just get modded.
Yeah.
Which is just really good, because I wouldn't disagree with it, because you're like, well, you'd want your game to be played from the start the way it's meant to be, because you spent, shit ton of money, and like hundreds of people have made it or whatever. But after a while, like, well, everyone's going to play, it's going to play now, so fuck it, take the reins off.
And then there's the whole debate of Dark Souls and people crying about it being put on easy mode. It's like, who gives a fuck? At least those people can play.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's just like, if someone wants to play it on easy, yeah, great, whatever. At least they can experience the game. It doesn't have to be the way,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's always giving options. This is live stream, by the way.
Yeah.
No one's watching. They never watch. But the whole point of the brilliant thing about games is that they should have the variety there.
Yes.
It's the whole brilliant thing of Steam, of what they've got with all of the mods that you can put on. It's like, well, if someone isn't fucking Dark Souls level, and I mean, both of us have played it, and I was bored to shit with it. The combat's fucking terrible, and it was just like, it got to a point of grinding, or just doing basically the same thing over and over to a boss for a ridiculous amount of time, and as soon as you fuck that up, you're dead. I went, that's a good game. I mean, it's like in comparison of my rifle shooting, it's I can shoot very good, but there is a point, or archery, where you can't do it as good as after your warm-up. You've got your peak. So, yeah, obviously you have to have your warm-up, just like exercise or anything. And then you get to your peak, and then after that, it's all downhill, and that's when you stop. Yeah. Dark Souls is a sort of thing of forcing you to go beyond that point, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking game. So it's not like it's actually something that is worth doing in the grand scheme of fucking life, that's kind of how I look at it. Let's go, I could sit there and spend fucking ages. You learn the technique, and that's fine, but when you've got to do that technique over an extended period of time, obviously your skills diminish. Is any of this so. Is any of this fun? It's like someone going, fucking, you do push-ups, everyone has their limit, and then it's just going beyond that, and it's just like, this isn't fun, this is a fucking chore. It's I already beat him. It's the thing I had with the Fight Night Champion, the final guy that you got to fight. It's just like, oh, you've got to do the first 3 rounds. You've basically got to survive, so don't throw any punch at all. This is ridiculous. So I'm in a fight, but I can't actually fight. I've got to do as I'm told. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't work for me.
No, I mean, I'm mostly with you. Like I say, I do like challenging games, but then there's a point where, like, again, if I can't do it, I've got enough free time at the moment, but I'm soon to have very little. Like anything hard like that in like 6 months is going to be dead to me because
yeah. But if it's fun and reasonable, yeah. I mean, like Far Cry 5 that you were saying about going back to.
I downloaded it on the PS5, have you?
Yes, so I completed it by myself, then we completed it, and then I completed it on Game Plus. It's because I liked the game, and it wasn't a dickhead about it. If a game is just in its programming in a way that's just going to make your life hard, I go, I don't care. I don't really care.
You should download it again.
No, I won't do. I've got to do. What was the? There's the Far Cry after 5 New Dawn, and this is where they tried doing the colour thing, where you got to change the colour and get that on your gun to shoot the right targets. I think it was, and it's much of Doom, Medieval, the new Doom that's come out. And it's just like you've just got to match colours. So I think I did a review of the DLC for Far Cry 5, whatever that was fucking called. I can't remember, but it was basically red and blue guys. Okay, so you've got to switch your gun by pressing, like, I think it's down on D-pad or some shit, to shoot the right colour. It's just like, what actually does this add to the game?
Yeah.
Nothing. It literally adds nothing to the game, apart from going, we've run out of ideas of first-person shooters. What can we do? Oh, you just switch out the fucking trigger, and it's fucking. It is just crap in the end of it. It's just like, okay, pop this guy, then I need to switch it, and then pop that guy, and then switch it, and then pop that guy, pop another guy, then switch it. It adds nothing to the flow of the DLC, because it's meant to be fast paced. And some of the puzzles, yeah, I think that it was decent enough with the puzzles they had with the visuals, that they didn't need to have the whole colour thing. Doom, the latest Doom has tried doing the same thing. I think first-person shooters, well, for me, they died kind of long ago.
Oh. Do you want to play something, champ?
Yeah. What do you fancy?
That's a good fucking question. Yeah, because I don't think we do well at trash sailors. That's for sure.
Mm. This is what I was saying about Streets of Rage. It's like they just have to put in a thing there of just going your God mode.
Mm.
And it doesn't matter towards the trophies or whatever. It's just like it's so fucking easy.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, we are a bit of a crossroads with games. That's one of the reasons I re-downloaded Far Cry 5. That's just like, at least it's something.
Yeah. Well, if you want it, I'm not gonna buy Far. Have I got? Did we do Far Cry 5 on the PlayStation?
Yeah, fucking loads of it. That's where all of it was.
I've probably got endless recordings of it somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I might have. I don't know. I've still got it somewhere. Maybe I deleted it. Fuck me. I wish I could just give you. I've still got like Dying Light, the original. The
that game.
Yeah, the amount of recordings I've got, it's just too much for one person to do. If I could give you all of the recordings and just go, you whack one out of a month, would be great.
It's sticking a memory stick forevermore. Because yeah, I've not got the energy for that either. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else we've got to play. Like I say, Payday. You know, I'm gonna assume we're both pretty much done with. Saints Row is really bad.
Oh, so fucking drab, isn't it? Well, why don't you?
I might actually delete it.
Why don't you? What do you fancy playing by yourself? You just whack it on and share screen it.
Well, the other thing I was going to put back on is Balatro. To be fair.
Yeah.
As it's the only thing that I'm well, I've very much finished Oblivion. I'll tell you what, actually, what I will do is I'll share screen it. I'll show you just how easy it is to the item duplicate.